Hey everybody, this is MTG Nexus, John here, doing our weekly Burn League. As always, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, please consider subscribing, giving us a thumbs up, and leaving a constructive comment down below, as we aim to be the most informative, modern, and pioneer channel on YouTube. To that end, we are currently doing 50 decks in 50 weeks. This week we are working on the Urza Oko decks in Modern, which many people feel might be banned shortly. But in the meantime, playing the best deck in the format is a good way to know how to attack it. But for now, we are doing our traditional weekly Burn League, which is kind of the staple of the channel. This is what the channel is largely built on. Before making way for the newer content, we still do this from each week, take a different version of Burn and run it through a league. This week is the Mono Red Burn deck that a lot of people have been using, mainly championed by Mike Flores and Sandy Dog MTG. This deck kind of gets under the Urza and the Tron decks and tries to run them into the ground. To that end, this is more akin to a prowess deck than traditional Burn. You have 4 copies of Soulscar Mage to go with your 4 copies of Goblin Guide and Monastery Swiftspear. The main way I differentiate Burn and prowess at this point is the presence of Eidolon the Great Rebel and a card as like Metamorphose. So this deck is more concerned with getting 1-drops on the board, pressuring your opponent, folding up with an Eidolon, whereas Prowess is more concerned with using things like Soulscar and Monastery Swiftspear and then chaining a bunch of spells in one turn. This deck isn't going to chain quite as many spells, but we do have Lava Dart, which does promote chaining multiple spells in a turn. But beyond that, you have the 7 Horizon lands here and a bunch of basic mountains. So you're not taking damage from your mana base in terms of shock and fetches, but you are taking damage in terms of the canopy lands here. And then beyond that, you're just basically playing every single playable modern red spell, other than late at the stage, some people would argue might need to be in this list over Lava Dart. But this deck is definitely emphasizing 1-drops and 1-drop pressure, getting under the Oko decks as much as possible. Sideboard, 3 copies of Skullcrack for any type of life gain shenanigans, 2 copies of Dragon's Claw. This is for mainly the red mirror matches. 4 copies to Smash the Smithereens. This does double duty, coming in against an Eldrazi Tron to deal with Chalice, as well as anything Karn the Great Creator might fish out of the sideboard. 2 copies of Tunnelingus. Now this is an interesting one. This card is not great on the surface. It's a 2/1 for 1 and a red. But basically, anytime a player plays more than 1 land per turn, they take 3 damage. So this is directly targeting the Amulet Titan and Titan Field lists, which that can certainly deal them a lot of damage. And then 4 copies of Searing Blood as kind of your extra removal against any type of small creature decks, so things like elves, humans, etc. So that said, let us hop into a league. So we are on the draw for game 1, and we kind of have a clunker here. So hand goes back. When you're looking at burn decks, you want to evaluate your opening hand. While the 1-drop is great, having 4 lands is not good sufficient enough. So this hand's pretty good. Probably put back one of these 2 canopy lands here. Islet probably gives away the most information, so I'm inclined to just put that one back. Question is, are we supposed to lead off on Soulscar or Goblin Guide? Looks like we might be up against an Oko deck, so decision might be made for us. Yep. Unfortunately, I have no way to kill that right now, so okay. Yeah, I'm playing a burn deck. It's going to be readily apparent what I'm doing. So I think we just get Soulscar Mage down. Once again, want to maximize pressure. Hopefully they don't have Oko here on 2. to make a token. We have to decide what we're going to do here. Is it more important to kill Goose or kill Oko? Because, like, I can go... So, Goblin God would be 3. Lava Dart would be 5. If I sack the Lava Dart, it would be... Or sack the Mountain to Lava Dart, it would be 7 damage. So we could kill Oko, but we'd lose a land here. I don't think that price is quite worth it. Alternatively, I could go Lava Dart, Lava Dart. Those are basically east shocks. So not sacrificing the mountain either way. I think we're only dealing 5, and I don't think giving up the mountain is worth the current expenditure. Yep. It's cantrip here. Interesting if they'd be stuck on lands. Okay. Yep, there's Emery. Does that make a difference? Pop that, do that. It's kind of annoying because, like, if I wouldn't have put back a third land, we wouldn't be so choked on mana. But I think it's just annoying to have to fight through so many different permutations. Can do that, attack there, see if they... Basically, we're doing this to trigger Spectacle on Skewer the Critics so we can kill this. Forces them to commit to blocking with Emery, or their Oko doesn't survive. It's just such an annoying card to combat. Yeah, if they have Urza here, we can basically go ahead and pack it in. So that's a 2/2. Interesting. Really. Alright, I mean, guess we don't really have a choice. We have to go for the Using so many resources to fight through these cards. Wah, wah. Yep. And then Pablo on top. Yeah, it was a pun on my part. Alright. So, Oko. There's a skull crack. And copies of Smash. These are not good in this matchup. Like, Blaze has a purpose dealing with their dudes. I guess it's Dart. Copies of Dart and Shave an Eidolon. I mean, they do have a lot of. We're on the play, not the draw. And then. Shave a Rift Bolt or two. This hand's okay-ish. Really could use another land, obviously, but I mean, all these one-drop spells, I wouldn't keep, right? Here comes Astrolabe. Yep. Alright, I mean. See what cards they have this turn. Draft Digger's Cage. Okay. We'll have Lightning Bolt in case they have. Yeah, sure. Whatever. There's no copies of. Drop them to 8 here. Yep. So looks like they're just. Looks like Oko. Oh, Urza. Okay. Go ahead and smash that. They block with Urza. Alright, just no Okos here. Sure. Was it a good one? Yep. Right, I was gonna say, if you had Metallic Review, good on you. Brought in Grafdigger's Cage against Lava Dart. Things that just make you go. Okay. Alright. I don't think we want Searing Bloods here. Should have one more Eidolon for another Riftbolt, perhaps. I just don't like Lava Dart because it doesn't like meaningfully interact with anything. Yeah, no. This is a pretty good 6. Putting back Lava Spike makes the most sense. Unfortunately, we may have to spend our first time building a bird. Or frying a goose, so to speak. Yep. Alright, I think it's just Soul Scar. Soul Scar. Go! It's gonna be Urza. It is. So the biggest problem here is, do they have a counterspell up? Guess we'll find out. Sure. Interesting. Okay, 5 mana. Sure. Have to exile. All right. Of course. Hmm. Okay, I'm supposed to go after their life total. Doing that much damage to Oko is just a waste because we can't kill it. Sure. So you're effectively at 9. I don't know what the top card of my deck is. Feels like a Urza activation. Cryptic command? Sure. Should get to bounce that. So we're just treading water this turn. All right. Stabilized here. I mean, we keep playing, obviously, but yep. Mm-hmm. All right. There's a violet. At that point, we're just Cryptic Command locked out of the game. Yep. I get to bounce Soulscar Mage, return it. Yes. Yeah, the problem is they get to counter tap, right? Wow. That is... yeah. We need to draw a spell there. Why wouldn't they put that back on top of their deck? I think that version still runs 2... Urza, that's kind of rough. Yeah, no sense beating my head against the wall anymore this game. Yeah, we're getting there anyway. It's unfortunate, but just kind of highlights how rough this matchup is, no matter what the variant of burn is. Anyways, on to the second match. We are back for match number 2. Obviously, this one-drop deck is very good operating on one land. It does feel a little risky to keep these one-landers. Once mulligan to 6. Trizon, huh? I wonder if we're going to get... I wonder which version of Tron we're going to get. Would be mildly appropriate if we end up playing E-Tron and... oh, wow. Okay, so it's E-Tron. Cool. Ish. Probably going to get Shallow Stone 1 here. Okay, Friction or Booker, sure. Hopefully they don't have Natty Tron. Wow. Mulligan to 6 have Natural Tron. I mean, if we're somehow lucky and they just have a bunch of lands, maybe we'll have a chance. Oh, wow. Yep. So no one of the cards in their hands is another power plant. So the Revoker doesn't change the math right now. Alright, Warping Whale, Warping Whale. As long as they don't add another Smasher, we're good, right? If they have Ballista, we're dead either way, so. Not even going to remotely worry about that card. Boom. Triggers. KJC. Warping Whale's the only thing they've got. We're good. Alright. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Alright, so. Eldrazi Tron, eh? E-Tron, don't bother me. Alright. So, Warping Wings, Cards, Unverbs, Ballistas, Friction Revoker in the main deck's a new one. It's kind of whatever. Mono Green Eldrazi is an interesting one. Talisman of Resilience. Alright, anywho, we want the smashes. How much life gain is in your deck? Not seeing a whole lot in the way of life gain. So I think it's just the 4 smashes in, 4 Eidolons out. Like, Searing Blaze isn't great, but it's a card. Yeah, I mean, we could theoretically go 3 for 3, but I think given the presence of Soulscar Mage, those cards get a lot more interesting to me. Yeah. I mean, it's a hand. It does stuff. It bolts people. Yes. Sneaper Keeper. Hopefully there's not more than shells. Okay. You know what I wanted to draw? I wanted to draw another mountain. Chalice would obviously be very brutal here. Okay, Warping Whale's not great. It's whatever. Wowzers. So they made a mulligan to... Oh dear. Bolt you. Bolt you. Alright, so Lava Spike you go. Guess it counts with Warping Whale. Well, so we don't know what their last card is. Drizzle. You're gonna have a Reality Smasher as your last card, aren't you? Nope, just a Karn. Only a Karn. Problem is, this Karn get a lot of things. But most of them require more mana than they have. This would be great if you grab like Walking Ballista. But that does represent a lot of problems. Especially since they're only at 13. Sure. Hey, a land. Pop this now in case we draw like a Soulscar Mage. Alright, I mean that's a lightning bolt. I mean, if they have Witchbane Orb, it's going to be problematic. Yep, most of these boards do have Witchbane Orb. Mystic Forge, that's an interesting one. Sometimes you feel like a dart, sometimes you don't. Feels like chicken tonight. Like chicken tonight. Serum Blaze feels really bad here. Eh. So they're one land away from locking us out of the game. Sure. Lava Dirt. There is no Runaway Steamkin in my deck, friend. Let the beatdowns begin. Hmm. Don't think there's any one spell that gets us back in this game from here, so it's kind of funny. Felt like the first game they should have dominated us. Oh dear. I guess that's a lattice, yeah. Alright, on to the next game. So those lava darts feel really bad. An Eidolon in the play can at least be decent. Yep, seems pretty reasonable. They kept 7, so that's rather scary. It's the first time all match they've kept 7, so. Um, Hopefully they kept this hand on the basis of Chalice. Yeah, sweet. Some ways I almost want to draw another land here. Hmm. Could come back to bite us if they have TKS here. Yep, just looks like Reality Smasher. Cool. So attack. See where they block. All right, sure. All right. So what you got here, friend? Sure. All right. Here's open. Sure. Okay. Curious what you go get here. Okay. Come on, deck. Give me a spell. That's sort of a spell. It's a conditional spell-ish. Why don't you go get Sky Sovereign there, though? Sweet. Wowzers. All right. two of our toughest matchups, and we split it. So, pretty nice. On to the next match. Hey, we're back for a third match here. This hand is... I don't know what to make of this hand. It's like, we have a couple Lava Darts, and a Lightning Bolt, and a Searing Blaze, and an Eidolon. So these hands are designed to leverage 1-drops, and we don't have any of our 1-drops. Still think it's a keep, but especially on the draw, this hand could be inefficient at using all of its resources efficiently. That almost made sense. Ooh, perhaps another Oko deck? We got some lovely bunch of lightning bolts, lightning bolts, lightning bolts. Got a lovely bunch of lightning bolts so early in the morning. Yup. Alright, looks like we... Alright, well, let's jam. So, Bant Snow Control. Here comes Oko Claus, here comes Oko Claus, here right down Oko Claus Lane. Gonna make a food token, make life miserable for Burned Axe today. And do they have a Force of Negation? Guess we'll find out now. Yeah. This pause makes me think you do. Also, they're the spell color version. Interesting. Unfortunately, it also exiles, which means I can't get it. Get it on the comeback. This is the moment. Yep. We really want to draw. A land here. Swing. My 2-for-1 friend says hello. We're going to go to 11 here, which is mildly obnoxious. The question is, can we set up a kill here? Maybe? Maybe we'll be lucky and they don't have another land. Are they really going to tap out for another Stoneforge? Okay. Sword of Feast and Famine. Sure. Go to 12. Kill you. Do the thing. So. So, two of the cards in hand are these wonderful pieces of equipment. And snow. 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 Snow is all you need. Snow is all you need. And snow. Stone Forge Mystique. Bant Snowblade. CG. Okay. Got a lot of Okos. Okay. Oh, you silly goose. Alright. I'll put myself to 1 here. One to 1. Can't cast any more spells. To put you to 3. And we're dead. Better skull, right? Buzzers. All the cards to draw to. So they have things like On Thin Ice, Mystical Dispute, Questing Beast, Timely Reinforcements. Alright, so cards that are not good. Always Lava Darts. Smashes seem okay in small numbers. Skull cracks seem decent. And then cards that are not great, these 4 copies of Lava Dart. Well, I mean, especially on the play, I think I can afford to shave these guys. And 1 copy of Eidolon. Four lands, got a mulligan. I mean, this hand's got a lot of burn spells, but no pressure. I think this hand likewise is a mulligan. What's the argument for keeping this hand? Riftbolt into Skewer the Critics. Don't think that's good enough. This hand's interesting. Back Eidolon and Skullcrack. Pressure from these guys is enough. Just get Goblin Guy down since Oko is going to be a problem. Path to Exile. Seems like a likely scenario. I think you would prioritize grabbing or getting, call it off the board, but I'm not one to argue here. So if they have Stoneforge, unfortunate, I'm going to draw a land. So we're going to get Battle Skull. If they have Force of Negation, the game's unfortunately over. Force check. Alright, well, that was a fun match. This matchup, I played it at the last PTQ I went to in September before Oko was printed, and this matchup was hard enough then. Like the Spell Quellers and the Ice Fang Coatls and such was hard enough, and then you add like Oko onto this mix, and it's just kind of it's just hard. Like, I mean, here we're getting in for 4, they go to 10. We literally have to draw a Smash the following turn. It's just too much to fight through, unfortunately. So, anyways, on to the next match. And we're back for match number 4 with Mono Red Burn against on the play for once against Jake's Shoes. They're one of those hands that screams lots of power, but needs a second land. So possibly another Oko deck. Nope. Humans. Okay. Alright, sweet. Sure. Come on, Dick. Give us a land. Okay, that one's mildly annoying. So our opponent to 4. Alright, and they scoop. So, against humans, huh? Rough set of matchups for the home team. Drake shoes. Alright, so Rock Champions. All that fun stuff. These guys. Some number of skull cracks potentially. Down those because they're terrible. And to be fair, Lava Dart is not exciting. Like that. Somebody fired up the old boy downstairs. So we did draw the second land, which was very timely, and our opponent looked like they were stumbling with their particular opening. This hand seems reasonable. I wonder what their Orioc champion. Yeah, that's a thing. Gets a free booter. Wow. I was gonna say, maybe we'll get lucky and that's all they have, right? Alright. Gotta take the blood here, right? Yep, that's annoying. What? Up to 10. Let's see what they drop in here. Meddling Mage, kind of what I was afraid of. Skull Crack. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. It's like we're facing a severe uphill battle here. One's got a Militia Bugler and a Thalia in hand. He's about a billion life off of these stupid Warlock champions. Yeah, I think that's going to be enough. Make sure you have a copy an Warlock champion. Guess we'll give it one more draw step, but I'm not seeing a draw step that's going to really swing this game our way. Alright. Definitely need the last copy of Skullcrack here. Don't want Eidolon. We're going to use over some number of spikes. Yeah, hand seems perfectly reasonable. Alright, so lead on Soulscar. Human into Vile? Nope. Human into Hierarch. So Reflector Mage. Dahlia most likely. Yep. Alright, let's Reflector Mage and the Reflector Mage. Yep, looks like they didn't hit the third land. Alright. Lucky us. Wow. A rough league. Nice. On to match number 5. We're back with the 5th and final match. On the draw. It's pretty decent for being on the draw. 2 lands, 1 drop creature, bunch of burn spells. Okay. So So it's either going to be humans or amulet. Yep, looks like amulet. Yup. So if I had to pick 5 of our hardest matchups, I think we've played them other than Bogles. Oh dear. What you got here, friend? Beast. Okay. Alright, so it looks like we're up against Feel the Dead Burn. And go. Didn't even know they played that many caverns. Alright, sure. Lava Dirt. Hold out to get it out of the way. Alright, so Field of the Dead. Modern. Caverns do they play? Wow. So, Ague. 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 Just 7, and you're dead? Alright. So, our tunneling disc gets to work overtime. Have Arboreal Grazers. Sakura Tribe Scouts. Wish Rejuvenators. So we are up against Journal. So we're not 1,000% sure which variant we're on because we didn't see any of the colors out of their deck. There's a Simic variety floating around. There's a they have the Reliquary version floating around. We play Skullcracks. That one's not like fantastic, especially on the draw. We're out a couple of those. We're supposed to go all Eidolons, all out. And then one copy of Blaze here. Tunneling seems interesting. Obviously much more effective on the play, but then again, most of our cards are pretty easy mulligan, although it would be nice to obviously see this if we could like guarantee runner lands. I think we'd keep this hand. Mulligan. Stands a keep. Get rid of that one. Soulscar mages being on the draw are a little bit suspect, but having another 1-drop is nice, obviously. Alright, so guess we get to go do this, do this. So even if they have, oh no, Oko, we're still in a good shot next turn. Summoner's Pact, sure. If you wanna, don't know if they can afford to play that, right? No, that means they have a Titan in hand. Alright, so they could have Oko here. No Rejuvenator, sure. Alright. So what could they have on 5 mana that we'd care about? Just go ahead and do this. So I don't think we can kill them this turn. Represents 3 more damage, 5 more damage. So 2, 4, 6, 11, 14. Could put them to 1. We just fully commit to this line. Leave the dart in the yard. Alright, you have an Ashashin trophy. So even if you get a 10 here, does it even matter? Okay, there's 5 mana. So I could go Oko, crack a whatchamacallit. Now they have Assassin's Trophy and Summoner's Pact in hand. So that actually they can Titan, can't they? No, they can't because they don't have another green source. That's kind of scary. If their mana base wasn't so wonky, I think we'd be in a lot of trouble here. Okay, and this. Yeah, a lot of dark would have been a lot of fireworks. So interesting wrap up. So basically we were 0-2 against true Oko decks, and then 3-0 against non-traditional Oko decks. The field deck could certainly have had Oko somewhere in it, but they are kind of the precursor to the Valakut decks, which this deck burn tends to be pretty decent against Valakut. Squeaked out a win against humans, squeaked out again a win against Eldrazi Tron, lost to Simic Oko and Bant Stoneforge Oko. So, and both those matchups were extremely close. Opponent went turn to Oko, I think, one game, and then turn to Stoneforge the next. So, kind of hard to fight through all that sometimes. But until Oko gets banned, I don't think Burn's going to be in a particularly great place in the format, but it is still, a reasonable deck and can eke out wins here and there. So, been having a lot of 3-2 results in these premieres or preliminary events, and I think that kind of showed why, because it's got a lot of very, very close matchups. Like some of these decks with Oko in them are beatable, but as I've seen playing the Burn against Urza Oko and playing Urza Oko against Burn, I think it requires a certain number of things to go right for the Burn deck and a certain amount of fumbling on the side of the Simic Urza Oko decks. So hopefully that card might get banned from the format, but I'm not entirely sure Oko will be the card that goes. I think Mox Opal might need to be the card, but obviously, as we've seen, there are other shells in which Oko can perform pretty well, so maybe they should just lop off the head and get rid of Oko, although I do think it adds an interesting dynamic to the format. A lot of people think it needs to go, so maybe it's time to go. But this deck was a blast. I don't know that it's better than Boros Burn in a more traditional meta, but I think having the extra set of 1-drops is pretty nice, and the Lava Darts to kind of chain them feels pretty nice. Tunneling this, we didn't get a chance to see it shine in the matchup that it's designed for, and beyond that, obviously you need Dragon's Claw if you're facing the Burn Mirrors and don't have access to white. And then Skullcrack. I mean, the rest of these cards are all pretty self-explanatory. The only other card you might want to consider is Dismember or Roast for bigger creatures, like maybe a 2-2 split on Stirring Blood or Dismember Roast to get through like things like Tarmogoyf and Death Shadow, but I guess those are a little less relevant in the current format, the way things are situated. But one of the things I've noticed with these sideboards, and when I played the blue-red version, these sideboards aren't always clean towards boarding out the cards that you want to board out in certain matchups. So this one's a little bit more flexible in what it's trying to do, but if there were a matchup we wanted to board out all 4 Searing Blazes against, say, I don't know, blue-white control, would we really bring in 3 Skullcracks and a tunneling this? Maybe. Just the sideboarding numbers sometimes are a little bit skewed with these style of decks. But yeah, anyways. This has been John for MTG Nexus with our Burn League of the Week, and solid 3-2. So this deck performed pretty well against a lot of tough matchups. Hope everybody has a great day, and our modern premiere or modern comparison thing will be out probably sometime either tonight or tomorrow morning. So that, along with probably doing the Urza Thopter Sword deck next. So that'll be what's up on this week's schedule for the Urza Oko deck. Don't forget to check those videos out, and don't forget to check out our previous burn content, which will be linked at the end of this. I'll have a list with like the Oko burn decks, the blue-white burn deck, and the last couple of Boros leagues we've played. This has been John from MTG Nexus. Everybody has a great day.